year when Advent comes up in our church, I have at least half a dozen families who come to me at some point and say, okay, help me understand how to practice Advent and begin by teaching me what's important about this. It's so easy the days and the weeks right before Christmas to just start getting pulled into that race of busyness and anxiety and instant, even celebration. And yet in the church, we invite all of us to stop and to pause and to be still and to listen. I find it easy in Advent to think about the examples of both Mary and Martha, Lazarus' sisters, and how Martha was so busy preparing, and Mary was so sort of good at sitting at Jesus' feet and listening. And so Advent, I think, is a great time for us to sort of let the Martha part of us lean in to that Mary part of us and to be still and to listen, even though it can be really challenging. So the first reason to celebrate Advent is because of the importance and the holiness of actually preparing. There is something very holy about preparing for what is newly to be born within each of us on Christmas morning and then in the year to go. When I think about this, I think about when my first child was born, and there was certainly an Advent before her birth. And I didn't sit around, and I wasn't still. So I think it's false to think that Advent is just a time of being still and not doing anything. We had to prepare ourselves for what was going to happen. Suddenly things were going to change. I wasn't going to be just me anymore. I was now going to be a mom, a new role. So there was a certain amount of sort of external preparation, but also internal preparation within myself. And that's part of the holiness and the beauty of Advent. Certainly during Advent, we prepare our homes for the birth of Jesus. We put up a Christmas tree. We have an Advent wreath. We have Advent calendars. And we put up certain decorations during this time of year. We might even bake certain foods or prepare certain things that we put away and wait to bring out again on Christmas. All of those are those external preparations that we do. They're so important because they're outward and visible signs of the internal preparation that we're allowing God to do within us during this time, this holy time of preparing for something new that's to be born within us. And we need that. Our souls need that. And it's important for us to teach to our children. I think especially in this day and age when there's lots of invitation in the Western world and in America to be busy, to be stressed out. I serve as a chaplain for a preschool, and I've actually heard a 4-year-old use the word stressed. So perhaps even more than in previous times, Advent, a time to internally prepare and to let God open us up and to be still within ourselves, to engage in caring conversations with one another about what is being born within us this Christmas, what's wanting to happen for us spiritually. So important for our children, a great tool that we can teach them. And it's a great time for us to remember and recall that discipline within ourselves. I'm a faithful disciple and steward of the Vibrant Faith Ministries organization, and one of the 4 keys they talk about in passing on our faith to our children is caring conversations. And Advent is certainly a great time of year to do that. As you decorate your Christmas tree, engage in a caring conversation. What is this ornament? Where did this ornament come from? What does it mean? And how does it represent something new that's going to be born within us this Christmas? As you put out your crush figure, you might discern and have a caring conversation about which figure represents where you are in your spiritual life. Do you feel like Mary? Is something being born within you spiritually? Do you feel like a shepherd, that you're delighted to hear the good news of Jesus coming? Are you a wise man? Are you not quite there yet? All those, the beginnings of those caring conversations can begin as you're externally preparing your home. And then on Christmas morning, you can deepen those caring conversations with one another. So why commemorate Advent? Why take time in this busy way we live, this busy culture in which we we exist, to be still and to prepare. Because we need to. Because it's a holy time. Because it may be the only time this year that we actually stop and listen and notice that what we do outside reflects and honors what God is doing with us inside. Advent. It's a holy time.